Ever feel like your body isn't keeping up with your desires? You're not alone. One day, passion feels easy, fire burns hot, everything works perfectly. Then, slowly, things change. Maybe erections aren't as strong. Maybe it takes longer to get going. The desire is still there, but your body needs a little extra help to stay there. Sound familiar? Let me tell you something important. This is normal. Aging changes your sexual function, but it doesn't mean the end of your sex life. In fact, this could be your most satisfying, passionate chapter yet, if you know how to work with it. Why keep watching? In this video, we'll break down white heavy checkmark, how aging affects desire and performance. Hint, it's not a problem, just a new phase. White heavy checkmark, the real reason erections change plus how to boost blood flow naturally. White heavy checkmark, the shocking link between your overall health and sex life. This one's a game changer. White heavy checkmark, science-backed ways to reignite passion, build confidence, and keep intimacy alive at any age. Don't let fear or myths hold you back. By the end, you'll have simple, powerful tools to enjoy sex with more confidence than ever. Let's get started. But first, if you haven't subscribed, hit that button now. Your feedback fuels this channel. Love this? Comment 1. Not for you? Comment 0. Let's make content you want. 1. How aging reshapes desire and performance. Aging isn't a light switch, it's a slow sunrise. Your body changes, but your passion doesn't disappear. Think of it like this. Young passion. A wildfire, fast, intense, unpredictable. Mature passion. A bonfire, controlled, deeper, longer lasting. The key isn't fighting time, it's working smarter with it. Want the next tip? Stick around, we're just getting started. As we age, our bodies and minds go through many changes, including how we experience sexual desire and intimacy. These changes can be confusing or frustrating for some, especially since society often portrays passion as something only young people feel, spontaneous, fiery, and effortless. But that's not true. The need for intimacy, connection, and sensuality stays just as strong as ever, no matter how old we get. What does change is how our bodies respond to these desires. Understanding and accepting these changes can open the door to a new, deeper, and more fulfilling kind of pleasure, one that focuses on patience, emotional depth, and connection. For men, testosterone levels start to drop gradually after age 30, with more noticeable effects around their 50s and beyond. This decrease in testosterone can make sexual desire less urgent or frequent. But it doesn't mean passion disappears, it just requires a different approach. Emotional intimacy, sensual foreplay, and understanding what truly brings pleasure become even more important. For women, estrogen levels change, especially during and after menopause. This can affect vaginal lubrication, elasticity, and overall arousal. Some women may experience less spontaneous desire, while others find their sensual cravings become more emotional and mentally driven. In both cases, embracing these changes helps us experience intimacy in new, meaningful ways. Then purely physical. This stage of life can be an opportunity to explore new ways of experiencing pleasure, whether through different types of touch, the use of lubricants, or a greater focus on intimacy outside of the bedroom. Rather than viewing these shifts as limitations, they should be seen as invitations, opportunities to deepen one's understanding of pleasure, to slow down and savor every sensation, and to build a connection that transcends the physical. Blood circulation and its impact on arousal is another vital aspect of sexual function that changes with time. In youth, arousal can be almost instantaneous. A single thought, a fleeting touch, or a glance could be enough to send waves of desire coursing through the body. However, as we age, the efficiency of blood flow slows down, meaning arousal may take longer to build. For men, this can mean experiencing less frequent or less firm erections. For women, this can translate to slower natural lubrication. It's important to understand that these changes do not indicate a loss of passion or attractiveness. Rather, they are a natural part of the body's evolving needs. By focusing on extended foreplay, exploring new erogenous zones, and taking the time to build arousal through mental and emotional connection, both partners can create a deeply satisfying sexual experience. This shift also emphasizes the importance of overall health. Staying active, maintaining a heart-healthy diet, and managing stress can all contribute to improved circulation and, in turn, better sexual function, physical endurance, and embracing a new kind of intimacy. Beyond hormonal and circulatory changes, another factor that plays a role in sexual activity is physical endurance. In our younger years, the body was often more forgiving. We could experiment with various positions, engage in spontaneous moments of passion, and recover quickly. As time passes, however, joints may feel stiffer, muscles may be less flexible, and certain movements may require more effort. This does not mean the end of a fulfilling sex life, far from it. It simply means adapting, just as we do in other areas of life. Slowing down, prioritizing comfort, and choosing positions that minimize strain can make intimacy even more pleasurable. Investing in supportive pillows, taking warm baths to relax muscles before intimacy, and exploring slower, more deliberate movements can all enhance the experience. Rather than focusing on performance or stamina, couples can shift their attention to the quality of their connection, embracing tender touches, eye contact, deep breathing, and emotional closeness. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. The emotional and psychological aspects of aging and desire. Sexuality is not just about physical function. It is deeply tied to emotions, self-perception, and the way we relate to our partners. Unfortunately, many people internalize the societal myth that aging equals a decline in desirability. This belief can lead to unnecessary anxiety, self-doubt, or even avoidance of intimacy altogether. The truth, however, is that confidence, self-acceptance, and emotional connection are far more powerful than youth when it comes to experiencing profound pleasure. Open communication with a partner is essential. Expressing desires, discussing any concerns without embarrassment, and exploring new ways to experience pleasure together can strengthen a relationship. Solo exploration is just as important. Understanding what feels good, using different techniques, and embracing self-pleasure can all contribute to a healthy and satisfying sex life. Redefining pleasure, a new era of intimacy. Perhaps the most beautiful lesson in aging is that pleasure doesn't fade. It transforms. It deepens. It becomes richer, more nuanced, and more profound. Instead of being driven by hormones alone, it becomes an act of connection, one that requires presence, patience, and a willingness to explore beyond what was once familiar. Rather than viewing aging as a loss, it can be seen as a new chapter in sensual discovery. With experience comes wisdom, and with wisdom comes the ability to appreciate the subtleties of pleasure, the slow caress of fingertips, the deep resonance of a lover's voice, the warmth of skin pressed together, the unspoken understanding between two souls who have walked a journey together. By embracing these changes with understanding and grace, you can cultivate a sex life that remains fulfilling, passionate, and deeply satisfying at any age. Let go of outdated expectations, listen to your body, and lean into the beauty of intimacy as it evolves. There is so much joy still waiting to be discovered. Sometimes all it takes is a willingness to explore it in a new light. 2. The profound impact of overall health on sexuality. Sexuality is not an isolated function of the body. It is an intricate symphony in which every organ, every system, and even the mind play a crucial role. The way we experience pleasure, desire, and intimacy is deeply connected to our overall health. When the body is in balance, sexual experiences can be effortless and deeply fulfilling. However, when health conditions arise, they can introduce challenges that require awareness, adaptation, and care. Understanding these connections can empower you to take control of your sexual well-being, ensuring that passion, intimacy, and pleasure remain vibrant parts of your life regardless of age. The heart, the lifeblood of passion. At the core of sexual function lies the heart, both in a poetic sense and a physiological one. A healthy heart pumps oxygen-rich blood throughout the body, ensuring that arousal occurs naturally and efficiently. When circulation is strong, sensitivity is heightened, and the body responds eagerly to touch, stimulation, and intimacy. However, when heart health is compromised, whether due to hypertension, cardiovascular disease, or poor circulation, the effects can extend to your sex life. Reduced blood flow can make it more difficult for men to achieve or maintain an erection, while for women, it can lead to decreased sensitivity and delayed arousal. If climax once felt effortless, you may now notice that it takes longer or that the intensity isn't quite what it used to be. Additionally, arousal itself naturally increases heart rate, which can pose challenges for those with hypertension or arrhythmia. The fear of overexertion or triggering a cardiac event can lead to anxiety around intimacy, causing individuals to withdraw from sexual activity altogether. But avoiding intimacy isn't the answer. Rather, it's about finding a balance, making informed choices, and working with your body instead of against it. If you have concerns about heart health and sexual activity, an open conversation with your doctor can provide reassurance and guidance. In many cases, moderate exercise, proper hydration, and a heart-healthy diet can improve circulation and enhance overall sexual function. The key is to approach intimacy with mindfulness, listening to your body, pacing yourself, and prioritizing comfort. The hidden effects of medications on sexuality. Modern medicine has extended life expectancy and improved quality of life, but certain medications can come with unintended side effects, some of which directly impact sexual function. Many drugs prescribed for common conditions, including high blood pressure, depression, anxiety, acid reflux, and even allergies, can reduce libido or interfere with the body's response to arousal. For example, some antidepressants may dull sexual desire, making it harder to feel mentally or physically engaged in intimacy. Blood pressure medications can relax blood vessels, but in doing so, they may also make it more difficult for men to sustain an erection. Even something as seemingly harmless as an antihistamine can cause vaginal dryness or reduced sensitivity in both men and women. This does not mean you should stop taking your medications, far from it. Instead, it's worth discussing with your doctor whether adjustments can be made. Sometimes switching to a different formulation or adjusting the dosage can minimize these effects without compromising overall health. The goal is not to choose between health and pleasure, but rather to find a way to support both. Diabetes and nerve health, the silent influence on sensation. Another major factor that can influence sexual health is diabetes. Over time, high blood sugar levels can damage nerves, reducing sensitivity in certain areas of the body. This can make it more difficult to experience arousal, sustain an erection, or fully enjoy touch and stimulation. For men, erectile dysfunction can become more prevalent, while women may notice diminished responses to intimate touch or difficulty achieving orgasm. Additionally, diabetes can affect energy levels, mood, and overall well-being, all of which contribute to sexual desire. Fatigue and fluctuations in blood sugar can make intimacy feel like an effort rather than a source of pleasure. But the good news is that managing diabetes through lifestyle choices such as eating a balanced diet, staying active, and maintaining stable blood sugar levels can significantly improve nerve function and, in turn, enhance sexual pleasure. Small daily adjustments, like choosing whole foods over processed ones or incorporating gentle physical activity, can have a profound impact on both overall health and intimacy. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. The role of physical fitness and diet in sexual vitality. While medical conditions play a role in sexual health, lifestyle choices are just as crucial. The foods you eat, the amount of physical activity you engage in, and even the quality of your sleep all contribute to your body's ability to experience pleasure. A diet rich in antioxidants, healthy fats, and lean proteins can support circulation, hormone balance, and energy levels, all essential components of a thriving sex life. Foods like leafy greens, nuts, seeds, berries, and dark chocolate can naturally enhance blood flow and boost libido. Regular exercise, even in moderation, can make a world of difference. Activities such as walking, swimming, yoga, or strength training improve circulation, strengthen the heart, and enhance flexibility, all of which contribute to sexual endurance and comfort. Additionally, exercise releases endorphins, reducing stress and promoting a sense of well-being that naturally enhances intimacy. Sleep is another overlooked factor. Chronic fatigue, poor sleep quality, or sleep disorders can lower libido and make it harder to engage fully in intimate experiences. Prioritizing rest, creating a calming nighttime routine, and addressing sleep disturbances can help restore natural energy levels and reignite desire. The importance of self-pleasure and listening to your body. Masturbation remains a vital and healthy aspect of sexuality at any age. It allows you to stay in touch with your body, maintain a connection to pleasure, and relieve stress. However, as the body changes, it's important to be mindful of comfort. Experimenting with different techniques, lubricants, or positions can ensure that self-pleasure remains enjoyable and free of unnecessary strain. Self-exploration also provides an opportunity to understand what feels good and what adjustments may be needed to enhance physical intimacy with a partner. When you take the time to listen to your body's signals and respect its evolving needs, you create a foundation for pleasure that is sustainable, fulfilling, and deeply rewarding. Embracing a holistic approach to sexual well-being. Sexual health is not separate from overall health, it is a reflection of it. By nurturing the body with care, making informed choices about diet and exercise, managing stress, and maintaining open communication with healthcare providers, you can preserve and enhance your capacity for pleasure. Rather than viewing aging as a decline, it can be seen as an opportunity and invitation to explore new ways of experiencing intimacy, to slow down and savor each sensation, and to cultivate deeper emotional and physical connections. Sexuality does not have an expiration date. It is a lifelong journey, one that flourishes when the body is respected, the mind is at ease, and the spirit remains open to pleasure. By taking charge of your health, you're not just improving your overall well-being, you are actively ensuring that passion, connection, and desire remain vital parts of your life. There is no age limit on intimacy, and with the right care, you can continue to experience pleasure in all its beautiful, transformative forms. 3. The emotional and psychological benefits of masturbation. Pleasure is far more than a fleeting physical sensation, it is an essential pillar of emotional and psychological well-being. Sexuality is not just about the body, it is deeply intertwined with the mind, the heart, and even the soul. When we embrace self-pleasure, we are not just indulging in a moment of physical gratification, we are nurturing self-love, reducing stress, and fostering a profound connection with our own bodies. The brain is one of the most powerful players in sexuality, and during arousal, it orchestrates a cascade of feel-good chemicals that can transform mood and enhance overall well-being. When we engage in self-pleasure, Neurotransmitters like dopamine, endorphins, and oxytocin flood the system, promoting relaxation, boosting happiness, and even alleviating pain. Masturbation is not just a private indulgence, it is an act of self-care, a natural and deeply human way to connect with pleasure, release tension, and maintain a sense of vitality and joy throughout life. The science of pleasure: how masturbation improves mental and emotional health. Our brains are wired for pleasure, and self-touch activates the very mechanisms that promote emotional balance. When we masturbate, a series of physiological responses take place, each contributing to a healthier, more relaxed state of being. Stress reduction and anxiety relief. The modern world is filled with stressors, and as we age, worries about health, relationships, and life transitions can take a toll on mental well-being. Masturbation offers a natural way to counteract this stress by lowering cortisol levels and triggering the release of calming endorphins. This can leave you feeling lighter, more centered, and even more optimistic. Improved sleep quality. Many people struggle with insomnia, restless nights, or difficulty unwinding at the end of the day. The hormonal release that follows orgasm promotes deep relaxation, making it easier to drift into a peaceful, restorative sleep. Instead of turning to sleeping pills or other interventions, self-pleasure can serve as a natural and effective sleep aid. Boosting self-esteem and body confidence. As the body changes with age, it's easy to become critical of oneself or feel disconnected from sensuality. Masturbation allows for a private, judgment-free space to reconnect with pleasure, fostering self-acceptance and confidence. When you learn to appreciate your body for the pleasure it can still provide rather than focusing on what has changed, your relationship with yourself becomes more positive and fulfilling. Pain relief and physical comfort. The natural rush of endorphins during masturbation acts as the body's own painkiller, helping to ease headaches, muscle tension, and even chronic pain conditions. For women experiencing menopause-related discomfort, self-stimulation can also help improve vaginal health by increasing blood flow and elasticity. Overcoming the stigma, letting go of guilt and shame. For many, self-pleasure is not always as simple as it should be. Generations of men and women grew up in cultures where masturbation was viewed as shameful, sinful, or even harmful. Messages from religious institutions, family teachings, or societal expectations may have ingrained a sense of guilt around the act of self-pleasure, making it difficult to fully embrace its benefits even as adults. These deeply rooted beliefs can linger, leading to feelings of discomfort or self-judgment. The mind might whisper that seeking pleasure is selfish, unnatural, or even embarrassing. But the reality is that masturbation is a completely normal, healthy, and necessary part of human sexuality. It is neither a weakness nor an indulgence, it is a fundamental aspect of self-care. Letting go of shame begins with self-compassion. Understanding that pleasure is a natural and positive part of life allows you to reclaim it without hesitation or guilt. There is no age limit on the right to experience joy, and there is no need to justify or apologize for seeking pleasure in a way that brings comfort, relaxation, and happiness. Masturbation as a tool for self-discovery and better intimacy. One of the most powerful aspects of self-pleasure is its ability to foster deep self-awareness. By exploring your own body, you learn more about what brings you pleasure, what sensations feel best, and how your sexual response has evolved over time. This kind of self-knowledge is invaluable not just for solo pleasure, but for partnered intimacy as well. Enhancing communication in relationships. When you understand your own desires and preferences, you can communicate them more effectively with a partner. This leads to a more fulfilling and satisfying sex life, as both partners are better able to meet each other's needs. Keeping the brain engaged in sexuality. Sexuality is not just about physical function, it is also a mental process. Regular self-pleasure keeps the brain engaged with arousal and intimacy, reinforcing sexual confidence and preventing feelings of detachment from one's sensuality. Adapting to changing needs. As the body ages, sexual responses may shift. What once worked effortlessly may now require more patience, more stimulation, or a different approach. Masturbation allows you to explore these changes in a relaxed and pressure-free setting, helping you adapt and find new pathways to pleasure. A lifelong relationship with pleasure. One of the most liberating realizations about sexuality is that it does not belong solely to the young. Desire, pleasure, and sensuality are lifelong companions, and they can evolve in beautiful and unexpected ways. Masturbation is not just about sexual release, it is about self-love, stress relief, and maintaining a connection to the body's natural capacity for pleasure. It is a reminder that pleasure is not something we need permission to experience, it is something we are inherently deserving of, at any age. By embracing self-pleasure as a healthy, natural, and fulfilling part of life, you open yourself up to a deeper sense of well-being, one that radiates beyond the bedroom and into every aspect of your existence. When you honor your own needs, listen to your body, and release any lingering shame, you allow yourself to fully experience the joy, relaxation, and vitality that comes with embracing pleasure without hesitation or guilt. Because pleasure is not just a luxury, it is a right, a gift, and a fundamental part of being human. 4. The role of loneliness and the profound importance of social connections. As we journey through life, change is inevitable. The rhythms that once felt familiar begin to shift. Careers come to an end, children grow into their own lives, friends move away or become less present, and loved ones may pass on. What was once a life filled with constant interaction can, over time, become quieter, more solitary. This transition can be peaceful for some, offering a well-earned sense of rest. But for others, it can bring an ache of loneliness that lingers in the quiet moments. Human beings are social creatures. We thrive on connection, conversation, and companionship. When our social circles shrink, it's easy to retreat inward, to find comfort in solitude and to seek fulfillment in ways that don't require vulnerability or interaction with others. For many, self-pleasure becomes a sanctuary, a safe, private space where desires can be explored without judgment or external expectations. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Masturbation is comfort, a refuge from loneliness. There is nothing wrong with embracing self-pleasure as a means of comfort. In fact, masturbation can serve as an intimate act of self-care, offering relief, relaxation, and even a sense of control when life feels unpredictable. It allows for a connection to one's own body, a reminder that pleasure is still accessible, that desire has not disappeared, that the spark of intimacy still exists. For some, self-pleasure is not just about physical gratification, it is about reclaiming agency over one's own needs and desires. It can provide a moment of joy in a day that might otherwise feel routine, a way to counteract stress or tension, and even a tool for soothing the heart when longing for human touch becomes overwhelming. However, when sexual intimacy is reduced solely to solitary experiences, it can sometimes deepen the very feelings of isolation it was meant to ease. The warmth of human connection, the energy of shared laughter, deep conversation, the simple act of being seen and heard is just as vital to emotional well-being as physical pleasure. The power of social connections, nourishing the soul. While self-pleasure can fulfill physical and emotional needs in certain ways, it is human connection that truly sustains us. Engaging with others, whether through friendships, shared activities, or new relationships, keeps the mind sharp, lifts the spirit, and reminds us that we are not alone. Stimulating the mind and reducing stress. Social interaction is a powerful force in maintaining cognitive health. Conversations, debates, and laughter stimulate the brain, preventing stagnation and reducing the risk of depression and cognitive decline. Boosting self-esteem and emotional well-being. Feeling valued, heard, and appreciated by others reinforces a sense of purpose. Whether through a casual chat with a neighbor, a group activity, or deeper emotional connections, social bonds remind us of our worth. Encouraging physical activity and engagement with life. Being part of a community, however small, encourages movement, participation, and engagement with the world. Whether it's joining a walking group, attending a book club, or simply having coffee with a friend, these moments bring fresh energy and perspective. It's easy to fall into isolation, especially when routines have changed and the world feels quieter than before. But staying socially connected doesn't have to mean large gatherings or overwhelming commitments. It can be as simple as making an effort to reach out, to say yes to an invitation, or to seek out new experiences that spark curiosity and joy. Seeking balance, embracing both solitude and connection. There is beauty in solitude, and there is beauty in connection. The key is to find a balance between the two, to honor personal needs for privacy and self-reflection while also opening the door to meaningful relationships. Some ways to foster deeper connections include exploring new interests. Taking up a hobby, joining a class, or participating in a community event can introduce new friendships and rekindle passion for life. Engaging in group activities. Whether it's a yoga session, a gardening club, or a local volunteer group, shared activities create a sense of belonging. Nurturing existing relationships. Reaching out to old friends, making time for family, or even striking up conversations with neighbors can strengthen emotional bonds. Considering romantic and intimate connections, if desired. Exploring new romantic or intimate relationships, whether through dating, companionship, or simply deepening existing friendships, can reignite feelings of passion and closeness. The true essence of fulfillment. Physical pleasure, emotional well-being, and human connection are all intertwined. While masturbation can be a deeply fulfilling and necessary aspect of self-care, it should not replace the richness of human interaction. The warmth of a shared touch, the comfort of a familiar voice, the joy of feeling truly seen, these experiences are just as vital to a full and meaningful life. Embracing both personal pleasure and social connection allows for a more complete sense of fulfillment. No matter the stage of life, the human heart continues to crave love, intimacy, and understanding. And while the form of these connections may evolve, their importance never fades. Loneliness is not just the absence of people, it is the absence of meaning, connection. And in a world filled with opportunities to reach out, to engage, and to share moments of joy, no one has to face it alone. 5. Physical care for a pleasurable experience, honoring the body's needs. As the years pass, the body undergoes inevitable changes, but that doesn't mean pleasure has to fade. Instead, adapting to these changes can make intimacy even richer, deeper, and more fulfilling. The key lies in caring for the body in ways that support sexual well-being, allowing pleasure to remain a source of joy rather than discomfort. The vital role of blood circulation in arousal. One of the most fundamental factors in maintaining sexual vitality is healthy blood circulation. Blood flow is what allows for heightened sensitivity, sustained arousal, and intense pleasure. However, with age, circulation can slow, leading to changes. In responsiveness, movement is vital. Regular physical activity is one of the most powerful tools for keeping blood vessels strong and ensuring optimal circulation. Walking, swimming, and light strength training not only support overall health but also directly enhance sexual function by improving vascular flexibility. Pelvic health and muscle strength. The muscles of the pelvic floor play a crucial role in sexual pleasure, affecting everything from erection firmness in men to vaginal sensitivity in women. Over time, these muscles can weaken, reducing the intensity of orgasms and making arousal more difficult. Simple exercises like Kegels can help strengthen these muscles, providing better control over sensations and intensifying pleasure. Deep breathing and relaxation. Proper oxygen flow is also essential for arousal. Deep breathing exercises, meditation, and mindful relaxation can enhance circulation, reduce tension, and make intimacy a more immersive experience. Moisture, comfort, and sensory enhancement. Another natural change that occurs with age is a reduction in skin elasticity and natural lubrication. This can sometimes cause discomfort, but simple adjustments can keep every intimate experience smooth and pleasurable. Hydration is key. Drinking enough water daily helps keep the body's tissues, including intimate areas, well hydrated and resilient. The right lubrication. Using a high-quality, skin-friendly lubricant can make a world of difference. Whether water-based, silicone-based, or natural oil-based, the right product can eliminate unnecessary friction, enhance sensitivity, and make intimate moments feel effortless. Sensory exploration. As the body changes, incorporating elements that awaken the senses such as soft fabrics, aromatic oils, warm baths, or gentle touch can amplify pleasure in new and unexpected ways. 6. Adaptation and exploring new possibilities in sexual life. Aging does not diminish desire, it transforms it. While arousal may not be as immediate as it once was, that simply means there is more time to savor the journey. What once felt urgent and instinctive can now become an experience of deeper exploration, patience, and discovery. Redefining arousal, the power of sensory and emotional stimulation. Pleasure is not just about physical stimulation, it is a dance between the body, the mind, and the emotions. As eroticism matures, it moves beyond the purely physical and becomes enriched by sensual and emotional elements. Music and atmosphere. Setting the right mood can significantly enhance arousal. Soft lighting, soothing music, and a comfortable environment help create an atmosphere where relaxation and pleasure naturally unfold. The role of imagination. Fantasies, memories, and mental stimulation become even more powerful with age. Reading erotic literature, engaging in sensual conversations, or simply allowing the mind to wander can ignite deep arousal. Touch beyond genital stimulation. The entire body is a landscape of pleasure. Slow, intentional touch, whether through self-exploration or with a partner, can awaken new erogenous zones and offer unexpected delights. The importance of communication in partnered intimacy. For those in relationships, intimacy thrives when built on honest, shame-free communication. Over time, bodies change, preferences shift, and comfort levels evolve. Discussing these changes openly, without embarrassment or fear, strengthens emotional bonds and deepens physical connection. Talking about desires and boundaries. Expressing needs and listening to a partner's desires fosters understanding and ensures both individuals feel valued. Exploring together. Trying new experiences, whether through different types of touch, new settings, or creative forms of intimacy, keeps relationships exciting and evolving. Releasing pressure and embracing playfulness. Rather than focusing on expectations, embracing a sense of play and discovery can make intimacy more enjoyable and fulfilling. The beauty of self-exploration. For those who do not have a partner, self-pleasure remains an important and fulfilling part of life. It is not just about physical release, it is about maintaining a connection to the body's natural capacity for pleasure. Exploring new techniques. Experimenting with different forms of touch and simply allowing oneself to savor the moment can make solo intimacy just as enriching as partnered experiences. The gift of lifelong pleasure. Sexuality is not defined by youth, it is a lifelong expression of self-love, connection, and joy. Whether shared with a partner or explored alone, pleasure remains a vital part of well-being, offering relaxation, emotional release, and a reminder of the body's enduring capacity for sensation. By embracing physical care, staying open to new possibilities, and nurturing both self-connection and external relationships, a fulfilling intimate life is not only possible, it can be more profound, more mindful, and more pleasurable than ever before. Pleasure does not fade with time. It evolves, deepens, and becomes something even more beautiful, a lifelong journey of discovery, intimacy, and self-love. Now, I want to hear from you. What was the most valuable insight you gained from this video? Was it learning about how circulation affects arousal, the importance of emotional intimacy, or maybe a new technique you're excited to try? Take a moment to comment below and share one thing you've learned and will put into practice in your life. Your experience could help and inspire others in our community. Call to action. If you found this video helpful, please leave your comment below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more content that empowers and educates. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover next, let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and remember, pleasure, intimacy, and connection don't fade with time. They evolve. See you in the next video.